So you will have to stay tuned to the end of this video to see if I actually got up at 4 a.m. and watched it, because at this point, I don't even know myself. Hello all! Today I'm back in the kitchen with all things royal. On the menu today is going to be Scottish shortbread and scones with clotted cream and a peach filling. So because the Queen passed away this week, her funeral is on Monday and it's going to air live at 4 a.m. my time, which seems pretty early, but I kind of have an idea that I want to get up and I want to watch it, and I thought what better way to have it with crumpets and tea. So that's what I'm going to prepare today. Clotted cream takes about 12 hours to prepare. You slow cook cream in your oven, so that needs to be started ahead of time. And who's going to be baking at 4 a.m.? Not me. I'm just going to be eating my crumpets and watching the funeral. First, we're going to make a super easy cookie. It's a Scottish shortbread. It's flour, butter, sugar, and vanilla together, and while that's in the oven, then we can be cooking our scones. My butter is room temperature, makes it a little easier to work with, and it doesn't matter so much for the shortbread cookies. For a scone though, you want to work with a cold butter so that you get a nice flake to it, but this one we're going to mix up pretty vigorously anyway, so it will kind of melt. So I have 1 cup of butter, and now I'm going to add to that 2 cups of flour. Because these are a stiffer dough, you can just use the dump method here. To my flour mixture, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of sugar. And I'm just going to whisk this until it produces small, fine crumbs. And I just realized that by the time you see this, the funeral will have already come and gone. So you will have to stay tuned to the end of this video to see if I actually got up at 4 a.m. and watched it. Because at this point, I don't even know myself. That's my plan, but you know, I don't know. Well, we'll see at the end. We'll see. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like 50-50. My intentions are really good right now, but the follow through might just not be there. So, okay, I'm gonna clean this up and we'll start on the scones. Okay, cleaned up. I have 3 minutes left before my cookies should be done. So let's see how far we can get on the scones. So for this one, we need 2.5 cups of flour, and we're going to use the dipping method because we want our flour and butter ratio to be just right. So it does matter in this one, unlike the cookies that I just showed you. So we're gonna go ahead and spoon it into our cups and then level it off. We want 2.5 cups. To my flour, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon salt and 4 teaspoons baking powder and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Don't want any lumps of baking powder in here. Okay, I'm going to show you a great little butter hack, because when you add butter to your dry ingredients, you want to make sure that it's in a sizable amount, like pea-sized crumbles they usually say, because if you incorporate it too much, you're going to end up with a tough biscuit. So by keeping the butter in bigger amounts, when it melts in the oven, it creates little holes in your pastry or whatever you're making, and those little holes are what make it tender and flaky. So I like to use just a cheese grater, and you can just grate your butter in. I want about 1/3 cup, so I won't use all of this. So 1/3, and then look at that. Looks like cheese. Let's see if I can show it to you. See, look at that. It's it's perfect. It's cold, it's right out of the fridge. And now I'm going to incorporate that into my flour mixture. And you can use your hands, you know, to separate it a little bit, but you don't want to make it too small, too fine of a crumb. Just keep some of these little bigger pieces in it. So work that into your dough, and then we're going to add our wet ingredients. Okay, so I have all that worked in. And now I'm going to add to this 2 eggs. Okay, 3/4 cup cream. Beautiful. Every last little bit. All right. Now make sure your hands are floury because it does get kind of sticky. And then I'm just going to kind of roll it around just a little bit so that it's workable. But I'm not kneading it. Some recipes do say to knead it. I don't, just because I don't want the butter to collapse in there. And then I'm just going to pat it out about, I guess it's about 1 inch thick, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Depends how big you like your scones. All right, then grab a knife, and then we're gonna slice it. All right. So I'd probably cut this, I guess maybe into 8s. Sometimes I do 6s, but I'll do 8s for this purpose. I'm going to use my parchment paper. Cookies. Okay, I almost forgot. I'm going to add 1 egg with about 1/2 tablespoon of cream. And I'm just going to paint the tops. Just give them that nice golden top. While they bake. Ooh, those look just right to me. I see you watching down. So my idea for the inside of the scones is I think I'm gonna make a peach pie filling. I don't know, I haven't done this before, but it just captured my fancy when I walked past peaches the other day. So I'm going to slice those up and make it into a filling. And then I think it would be really good in the middle of our scones. So we'll try. But the cookies and the scones are smelling amazing, and hopefully the clotted cream will be really good. I've only had clotted cream once, and I'm not even sure if I knew what it was at the time. We were staying at this little like Airbnb little apartment place in Scotland, and they had a continental breakfast, and I think it was the day we were actually leaving. I was with my mom. I'll have to ask her. But they had this really cute little breakfast set up downstairs, and I believe there was clotted cream. In America, the closest would be butter. It's just cream, but there's no salt or sugar in it, so it's just unsalted butter. But I don't know. Stay tuned. I'll let you know how it goes. But it's later on in the evening. That's our youngest baby dinosaur sounds. But just had a really nice date night out and didn't have to cook dinner. Kids stayed home. It was just really relaxing and nice. Actually got a little bit chilly outside, which was a welcome change from the heat that we've had. So then we stopped by the store to get raspberry jam, but after some discussion, we decided peach just still really seemed just the best. Okay, so just let it sit for 20 minutes so that your tapioca can kind of puff up and start to soften. So in 20 minutes, I'll probably go on a quick walk before it rains outside, and then I'll be back. Okay, back. I think it's been more than 20 minutes, half hour later. Okay, well, I should sample this. What if I'm being excited for nothing? Oh, that's really good. That was the right choice. This is the right choice. Okay, need to make the clotted cream. All right, gonna clean up, gonna go to bed, and then get this in the morning. Okay, so it's early. It's almost 4. We're about to watch a funeral. Here is our yummy breakfast. We have our scones with the peach filling and the clotted cream, and then we have our tea cookie. So we're gonna watch now.